get back into the action then from the Koster 200, the latest round of the Africa Off-Road Racing Series. We've already covered the kiddies race, now it's the junior event. Slightly bigger track, so the kids are getting a brief on how it's going to be running, how they're going to be tagged as well, and a big high five from Ma and Pa before you head on out there. 7 of the junior two-wheelers headed on out there, 2 of the quads and 1 of the side-by-sides. One by one they go off out into the terrain around the Koster event. It's a slightly bigger event, slightly bigger loop than the kiddies run, and of course the kids are able to run 85s, 125s. That's as high as they go, because the 125 puts them up into the high school age group category. Lap number 1 is always around about finding your way around the circuit. The guys should be able to run a time of around about 20 minutes per lap. That's when they're up and running, flying. Lap number 1 is always going to be a little bit slower as it's a sighter, and then laps 2 and 3 should be nice and fast. They'll be out there for just over an hour's time for the winning racer. But right now it is all about lastminute.com preparations, making sure everyone is good to go. And that was 15 Ethan Walker on the Honda. It looks like it's one of our 230cc machines. See a lot of these machines out there in the farmlands. They're used as work vehicles, but every now and again they do get to go out there and race. On the quad side of things, you've got 2 quads running out there at this event, Aiden Frith and Willem van der Westhuizen. They'll be going out there as well. They'll get to bag their 3 laps, and unfortunately an early race mistake, and that is what it's all about for the juniors. They've got to go out and learn how the off-road race is run and how to read the signs and the markers. Ian Mostert goes out there as the one and only side-by-side. As he gets older, he'll be stepping up into the full side-by-side. It's actually just called a quad when you sit on it, even though it has a steering wheel. As the second of the quads goes out there, the junior quad of Aiden Frith, the first of the Hondas. So now it is all about moms and dads biting their fingernails as the rest of the two-wheel contingent head on out there. Nice little start line system with the robots. And then the flag raises and the kids can go on out there to do their racing and their chasing. Remember, all the junior category racers going out there for a 3-lap run. 55 of Johan Lloyd, he heads on out there as well. He's been a busy kid. The Lloyds, they're going to be out there on almost all of the categories of races, and it is a family affair. That's what we'd like to say. Janus Dreyer, though, he is going to be a hard man to beat on the 113. Werner Veldhuizen on the 222, he's obviously on the smoker. And then the first of the big wheel 85s, that's Luan Dreyer. The quad is always going to be able to run very, very fast pace. Nice open tracks for the kids to deal with out there as well. So you're going to have to see how high up the ladder in the overalls Aiden Frith can actually run. Johan Retief begging mom and dad for a slightly bigger bike for next year as he drowns the little 65. And then the side-by-side, that's not quite a side-by-side. It is a quad with a steering wheel. Ian Mostert getting the job done. Like I said, 7 riders all in all on the bikes, 2 on the quads and 1 of the side-by-sides, or we call it the junior cars in this category. But everyone doing the big chase down. Johan Lloyd, he's racing, his dad's racing, and his Opa is racing, so they're making big history at this event. Race leader, Janus Dreyer, getting the high five and getting sent on. Carry on, my boy, lap 1 in the bag. And then as soon as you've got the little splash and dash and a high five from mom and dad, you can head on out there for your second 2 laps of racing. Good that the kids get to come in at the end of their laps. Most of the top 3 running inside of a 25-minute lap time on lap number 1. And already, Aiden Frith is starting to climb the ladder. He is inside of a top 5 overall. And that's bikes, quads, and cars. So the quad rider is doing a sterling job and starting to really plow the field. Triple cautions, we saw that pole with all of those markers telling the kids there's a bit of a caution there, and that's because of the bump and the corner coming up, and they head out there into the fields around Koster for their next bite of the cherry. The junior car of Ian Mostert heads on into the pits, make sure that the fuel is all good before he goes on out there and carries on his race. Willem van der Westhuizen, the second of the quads, and the first of the 2-stroke quads as well, comes on in to get the high five at the end of his first lap. Good to go, head on through the pits, and then you can carry on racing. Looks like the 117 of Ben Jourdan as well, the first of the Yamahas, as we start making our way through the list. Ethan Walker comes through, And then lap number 2 in the bag for Jonas Dreyer. He's not going to get caught today. Chunking 1.5 minutes off his lap time between laps 1 and 2. So it's going to be very tough to catch him now that he's got the wind in his sails. The 13 of Johan Retief. Bags and tags as well. And here's confirmation of our junior results at the end of 3 laps of racing. Dreyer took the big win ahead of Valthuizen, and then Dreyer number 2 in the 3 spot. Moving on to the junior quads, it was all about Aiden Frith ahead of Van der Westhuizen, and the junior cars in Mostert. 52 minutes for 2 laps.
Ja, dit was baie lekker. Dit was 'n bietjie moeilik op party stadium, maar ja, ons het maar deurgedruk en ek het een keer geval daarmee.
That's our juniors wrapped up. Stay with us after the break for senior racing.